Hey Simon,
So,
bro!
did you do that science project at school today?
There's a science project?
Yeah, what is it?
Are you kidding me? What is it about?
It's on the CRISPR lab and it's worth half of the term work.
Oh my god, I didn't even start. Then I
How
tried
about
to
I say
screw
it?
it.
Oh,
Oh my
no,
god,
no,
can I
no,
copy
no.
yours, Simon?
Sure, why not? I'll send you my link right now through all the webmail.
Okay.
A few moments later.
Seatbelts, everyone! Please let this be a normal field trip. With a friend? No way!
Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you're seeing octopus in the neighborhood, surfing on a sine wave, swinging through the stars. Take a left at human testing, take your second right past Mars on the magic scuba, alligator nostril, climb on the magic scuba.
Kids, and welcome to another edition of the Magic School Bus Talk Show. My name is Michael Shen, and today I will be your host to talk about the magical scientific wonders in our world.
Oh, Michael!
Yes, Simon?
What are we learning today?
Well, Simon, today we have a very special presentation on GMOs and GE technologies. We will talk about GMOs in general, the ethics of GMOs, and the future of GMO technology.
Wow, that sounds great. When can we start?
Wow, Leon, in fact, we're starting right now. Can anyone first tell me what are actually GMOs?
Doesn't GMO stand for genetically modified organisms? The goal of GMO is to identify one trait in an organism and to apply that trait into another organism in order to make it more beneficial to humans.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. In fact, GMO organisms have their DNA altered or modified through genetic engineering. A GMO has been altered with DNA from another organism. In fact, favorable traits of DNA from other organisms are used to change the DNA of the GMO to make it more favorable in our society. Simon, what do you know about GMOs?
Oh yes, I heard that GMOs could be used to give herbicide resistance to different crops and make organisms immune to different viruses and change the metabolism of different foods. I also know that scientists could give plants special abilities through genetic engineering where certain pests who try to eat the crop will die.
Wow, that's very good, Simon. The first GMO was a tomato called the Flavor Saver. Surprisingly, this tomato could be fresh on the shelf for an extremely long time compared to other regular tomatoes. GE technologies could also be used on animals. The main goal of this process is to modify a specific trait of an animal or introduce a new trait to that animal.
Wait, Michael, the DNA of animals are more complex than that of a plant, and animals have more chromosomes. How can scientists be able to use GE technology on animals considering their DNA complexity?
Very good, Leon. Genetic engineering on animals are certainly more rare. However, it has been done, as the Enviro pig, a pig that emits 30% less phosphorus compared to ordinary pigs, has been created to help our environment.
So scientists decided to create pigs that fart less, therefore saving our environment?
That's genius.
Yes, GMO technology could be used to help us emit less emissions and therefore stopping global warming. Now, what are some other benefits that GMOs could bring us?
I know GMO could help us advance human health by improving nutrition in foods, enhancing food yield, enhancing animal health where different organisms could live in environments where they wouldn't live in before, and minimizing damages on our everyday life on the environment.
Wow, Simon, you really know a lot. So let's move on to another aspect of GMOs. Can anyone tell me how scientists actually genetically modify organisms?
I'm not sure, but I have heard that the key steps involved in genetic engineering are identifying a trait of interest, isolating the trait, inserting that trait into a desired organism, and then propagating that organism.
Yes, very good, Simon.
The first step in making a GMO would be identifying a gene of interest, where scientists examine other organisms to identify a trait that they wish to be on the organism that they're trying to modify. Then, they isolate the gene that produces the positive traits by knocking out parts of the genome in the organism until the positive trait is lost. They then insert that gene into the plant they wish to modify through the use of a gene gun or through the use of a bacteria. Lastly, they grow the modified plant and monitor it closely to see if they have inserted the genes correctly.
Now we know that GMOs have the potential to change many organisms' traits, therefore shaping our future. But are there any potential downsides of creating genetically modified organisms?
I'm actually not sure. Let's ask our in-school university student, Leon Chen.
Well, even though GMOs can bring huge benefits to the human race, there have been many critics about the safety and ethics of GMOs. Some environmentalists are saying that planting more and more GMO crops can cause them to spread uncontrollably, therefore competing with all the native plants. Also, one area of GMO development involves giving GMO the ability to produce pesticides, causing other organisms to be harmed. Others are saying that there could be accidents and mistakes during the creation of GMOs and therefore will create a disaster. Many people are afraid that the accident in the creation of GMO will be detrimental to the human race.
Will any of GMO's potential downsides affect us humans?
Well, GMOs might have had impacts on our health if we consume genetically modified foods. Many people who were previously not allergic to such crops now become allergic because the new proteins came from a source which has previously caused allergies in humans. Also, the GMOs crops often produce no seeds, therefore forcing farmers to continuously buy GMO seeds from major companies such as Monsanto. This destroys the farming cycle as crops are now not renewable and is really unfair to the farmers.
Now that you guys have learned what GMOs are, let's see this week's special presentation from the GMO expert Andrew Chen on the future of GMO technology.
Wow, I'm actually so hyped to see Andrew present.
Yay! Nice to meet you.
Hi kids.
Hey.
Hello.
This week we are focusing on GMOs and their impact to our society. So to expand on this topic, I'll be showing you what genetic engineering in organisms could do.
Truly inspiring.
I see.
A current problem that we face is climate change.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, GMOs could help combat the effects of climate change
Oh, really?
on human lives. Crops could be genetically modified to be able to live in environments of extreme temperatures and climates. So in the future, even when global warming changes our temperatures on Earth, we could still be able to eat potatoes, corns, and even rice.
Wow, that's so good.
I like it.
GMO in the future will be the development of fitter crops to be able to sustain their ever so growing population. This is
Wow,
huge
smart.
for survival of the human species.
Very, very supportive.
As of right now, genetic engineering on animals is still quite rare, as the DNA code for animals is much more complex than plants. But in the future, new technologies will come out, making it possible to be consistently able to modify an animal's DNA.
That's great.
Oh, yes.
In future, animals could have the DNA modified for them to grow faster and be immune to genetic diseases. Furthermore, this also applies to human beings, as GE research has promised to be able to edit the human genome in a reliable manner.
Oh my god.
Through the use of techniques like CRISPR-Cas9, scientists could, in the future, be able to prevent humans from getting genetic diseases. Overall, genetic engineering is a rapidly advancing field of biotechnology and could have huge impacts on human life in the future. That's the end of today's special presentation. I am Andrew Chen, and I'm your expert.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you,
Andrew. But Andrew, I have a curious question. How do you think GMOs are going to progress in the future, considering ethics and safety?
Scientific progress comes from trial and error.
Oh, yeah.
GMO technology is still considered extremely new in our society. In future, because of how there is going to be more research done in the field and testing in general, the technology will become safer and more reliable.
Yeah.
So therefore, scientists will be able to do more with this.
Oh, I see.
I see.
Yeah, that's great. GMOs have a huge future.
GMO do have a huge future.
This wraps up our show for today. We have learned that GMO technology has huge potential in our society. Thank you so much for watching the Magic School Bus Talk Show, where we show you the magical scientific wonders in our world.
Thank you, everyone.